Hello everybody, it is now February 13th. I just wrapped up week 3 here. This past weekend was my first trip to Edinburgh, so that started bright and early Friday. The bus left around 6:45, where I started to read Fourth Wing, which I finished yesterday. So good. Anyways, Friday started at the Scottish Parliament building. Fun fact, the style of debating started here where it's a crescent shape and you are not directly facing each other. It's kind of non-confrontational style, so if you see it anywhere else in the world, just know it started in Scotland. And so we sat there for a while, learned about the Scottish government and how they are part of the UK but are also separate in many ways. Then we went over to Holyrood, which was my favorite part of this trip. Well, probably the whole weekend. Another fun fact, I have a Mary Queen of Scots obsession. It started in middle school when I started watching Rain, and so we got to be, Holyrood was her main residence. Like the second floor of Holyrood was like her living area. So there we had a audio tour through the entire second floor. We only got to see the second floor. We weren't allowed to take pictures or anything because it's still used today. There's still people who live in the building on the upper floors. So then after Holyrood, we went and got breakfast at the cafe that was there, which I got a banana chocolate bread. It was so good, and a hot chocolate. And then after that, we left and we went up the Royal Mile up to Edinburgh Castle. On our way to the Edinburgh Castle, we stopped at St. Giles Cathedral. Beautiful cathedral. It was really pretty, which had a beautiful unicorn stained glass. Then it was the castle. The castle was really cool to walk around. Very steep hills within it. It was more of a war memorial, so it wasn't really too interesting for me, but it was cool to be there, knowing the history and the things that happened there. It was kind of like a whole city within the walls of the castle. So after our day was done with our professor, we were off on our own. My friends and I decided to stay the weekend in Edinburgh. So we got a 3-person hotel. That night we went and got Domino's because we were starving after the day of walking. We had not as good as the US, but definitely very good. They didn't have the butter on the crust, but they had still the garlic. So that was Friday. Saturday we slept in. We first went to the Royal Britannia, which is something I really wanted to do, and did an audio tour guide there, which was recommended by Wade, the main guy here that runs the program. 100% worth the history. It was so cool. zoo, so we went to the zoo, which it was the steepest paths I've ever experienced. I mean, you were going up like 90-degree angles pretty much the entire thing. My calves burned. But we got to see some red pandas and koalas, which I've never seen koalas, so that was pretty cool. After that, we went and got ramen at a ramen place, which I've never had, like, real ramen from a restaurant. It was so good. It was in the St. James Mall, and then we went shopping afterwards, and then the rest of the night we just kind of chilled, went back to the hotel room. Sunday was the big day. So Edinburgh University maintains a herd of Exmoor ponies. They have done it for a very long time. And so right now they have 14 of them. And it's pretty much a school club, so that takes care of them and arranges like the treks. So I was able to sign up for one of the advanced treks. So very grateful for the other lady that was also doing it, because she found me when I was a bit lost. It's a very big trek up to where the ponies live. Was so embarrassed. I had to stop a couple times because it was so steep. I had to catch my breath. Especially I was carrying my 50-pound backpack on my back and a bag of stuff. So, but she was nice. Ended up being just me, her, and then the 2 trek leaders. And it was a little rainy and muddy, so we only got to do a little bit of trotting and cantering. But it was fun. Usually there's Highland cows, but they were over the hill that day. But there was sheep all around us as we were going, and then beautiful views of the hills. The pony I was riding was BJ-esque. Super good boy. One of their oldest, he was around 17, she said. He definitely was chill, but when he heard we were going to canter, he took off. Very smooth guy, definitely not Rodney though, but it was good. That ended my weekend in Scotland. I went back into town to catch a train back with my friends. Rest of the week has been boring, lots of schoolwork. I did do a painting inspired by the Exmoor ponies. I love the shading on it. The nose and the eye actually turned out, which usually I struggle with. However, the mane and tail suck. Like the hairs are going the wrong direction and it just does not look good. Makes me sad, but it's okay. I've been working out every day. It's been good. One professor is still out with his gallbladder stuff. Today I go to the Complete Unknown movie with a group, which I'm kind of iffy about. And then I thought it was good. The audio was a little iffy in the cinema, but it was very well filmed. Starting to miss everybody a lot. Trying to live in the moment as much as possible. Tomorrow is our trip to Morpeth, Pegwood, and Woodhorn. Hopefully gonna stop at an art store, but we'll see. It's kind of mining history trip, so it's not going to be the most exciting. But yeah, that's it for this week.